Hi. First of all, thanks for your feedback. It was really helpful. Um, Thanks for the compliments on my topic. I just wanted to switch it up and do something a little different, something a little more interesting and engaging. Um, you first mentioned that I should try to tighten up my thesis a little bit, and I agree with that. I think there are a few words that could be added or switched around to be more concise and get to the point. I think there might be too much going on in it, so that's a good idea, and I'll definitely take that edit. So thank you. Um, then you asked me to explain some of the unequal employment opportunities, the new but unequal employment opportunities that I talk about um, in the second paragraph. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I read anything that talked about those, but that's a really good idea, and I'll definitely dig and do some more research on that. Thank you. And then another thing that I had already noticed, you said that I should further explain my block quote to simplify for the readers, and I think that is a really good idea. I think maybe I could, instead of doing a block quote, I could just summarize it a little bit, just so it's simpler because the terms in the treaty, it is kind of confusing. So I agree with that. Explain. Then you asked me to explain why other member states weren't so quick to implement equal pay as France was. I was under the impression, with all of my research, that France wanted the other member states to implement equal pay because they were already doing it. And they thought that the fact that the other member states didn't have it, it was causing unfair competition. So I'm not sure why the other states weren't so quick to implement or why they hadn't already, but that's a good idea, and I can definitely look for some things about that and add a few sentences about that. The next thing that you talked about was to switch my first and last sentence in my first paragraph about gender mainstreaming. I thought that was a good idea, um, just because I reread the paragraph and I really kind of do just jump right into it before explaining exactly what it is. So I think a little more explanation would be great and a lot easier for my readers. The next question that I think you had was why do they deter from the feminist theory in the EU? I think that's a really interesting topic. I think I could, if I take some things out and do some edits, I think I could find a way to add that in there somewhere. That's really interesting, and thanks for bringing that up. The next thing that you asked about was how the EU has tried to combat their gender inequality issues more than the US, and to try to weave some more things about that in there. I think that is really interesting. Thank you for suggesting that. I think I could potentially find a lot of stuff on that just from doing like research about the EU and research about the US. I think I could find some really good stuff on that. And then in my conclusion, you mentioned my last sentence and to not say what the EU will do in the future, and I completely agree with you. I will definitely take that out, rework it, figure out another way to close out my paper and add my little, add whatever I was trying to say in a different way. I definitely appreciate all your comments and all of your critiques and your edits. They were very helpful. They helped me figure out some things, figure out ways to fix things, the issues that I saw, and then other issues that I didn't see, and figure out ways how to fix those. So thank you.